So, hello. I told you that I was going to do more videos in 2019, so here I am. Little chart of today's astrology. I've got that because there's so much going on. It's good to look at to talk about it, and I've just sort of wiggled it around so it's in line with the houses that I have in my own personal chart. So today, Uranus and Mars on their way to meeting. And the moon is all in my eighth house. What is the eighth house? The eighth house is other people's money, inheritances, tax, but it is also sexuality, taboos, deep, deep, deep psychology. It's normally represented by Scorpio, so it's that scorpionic, that deep scorpionic energy. But for me, it's represented by Aries in my natal chart. So me, the individual, my sexuality, my taboos, my deep psychology. There are some inheritance stuff coming up, but that's not what I'm talking about today. I also have my natal Chiron actually in Aries, which is the wounded healer. So interestingly enough, my wounds and my healing have come through my sexuality. Ta-da! Couldn't write this stuff, could you? It's been an interesting year, interesting time, interesting few years. This surprising, energetic Uranus has been transiting through Aries for the past 7 years, 8 years, whilst I was living in London. And during that time, Uranus opposed my natal Uranus, which is in Libra. And what do the world recognise that as? They recognise it as the midlife crisis. And so whilst I was in London, I was having my midlife crisis. And I had a damn good one. I didn't buy a Harley Davidson. I came to terms more with my sexuality. I expressed myself sexually. I explored all sorts of taboos and deep psychologies. Some of you following my Facebook will know that with my human pup experimentations. So it was an interesting time and learning to come to terms with me more, learning to love me more. Aries is me. Aries is me. So it's been an interesting time. There's so much energy in that area today that it's just, it's just going on. So let's look at today's energy. We have Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury represents communication. Aquarius represents the internet, amongst other things. So here I am, communicating on the internet. It is in my 6th house of day-to-day routine. What do I want to do more on my day-to-day routine? I want to talk more on the internet. Mercury is also... what's going on? There's good energy to Uranus and Mars, to Mercury, so that's why I'm talking about this particular subject. There is a sextile, which is not a difficult energy, but you've got to put in a little bit of work sort of thing. That's going to the North Node, which is like I'm saying I'm doing the things that I want to do, evolve. The North Node is evolution. It's where we... the point of evolution to the future. So because I want to do more of this stuff, I'm communicating about it. We also have Jupiter in positive energy to the Sun and Mercury in Aquarius. It's in my 4th house of home and family and how I feel at home in myself. In therapy recently, I've come to the realization that though I am an actively out gay man, I'm not a proud gay man inwardly. And that's because it's been mixed up with all sorts of toxic shaming and growing up in a narcissistic situation as a child. Confronting my inner toxic critic is enabling me to feel more at home in myself, which is, Jupiter is expanding that area of my life at the moment. What else have we got going on? We have got creatively going on. Actually, before I do that, Jupiter is also in trine to Uranus and Mars. So that's expanding this energy. That's why I'm so talking about it. The eighth house energy, that is, of sexuality. Taboos, deep psychology. Venus, the planet of creativity, is in my fifth house of creativity. I've written a song. It is trining Neptune in Pisces, which is higher mind. Neptune rules the higher mind, higher creativity. So, yeah, I hope this song brings healing. I hope this song helps to bring communication and conversation. It's in suppression that things go wrong. It's not in communicating. We can agree to disagree, but suppression is only going to cause fear and anger and toxic lifestyles and all sorts of stuff going wrong. Let's lift things up into the light via communication and creativity, which is what I'm doing. Yeah, it's lots of good stuff. Chiron at the end of Pisces is in my seventh house of relationships. So it's my relation to spirit I've been looking at. And that's trining the North Node at the moment. And I'm in a better place with that. I've had to really work on getting rid of the toxic critic, because God is damning, that's, or we're taught that, because they want us to live under fear, and so I've been letting go of that, because that's part of letting go of the inner critic and the critical parent voices and all that sort of stuff. It's like so I'm doing some great healing work in that area at the moment, and that's the co-creation that astrology can bring in your inner world. That's evolutionary astrology. As you bring healing to your inner world, you will bring healing to the world around you. We have got Saturn trining Neptune, so that's my fifth house of creativity. I'm putting in the hard work. Saturn loves the hard work, so I'm putting in the hard work and being creative. And we also have Pluto, which is squaring this Uranus and Mars energy. Pluto is saying, transform, transform. And the song is a little bit about the transformation that I've gone through in my life. It's, Pluto and Saturn are in Capricorn at the moment, and also the South Node. Now, the South Node is asking us to let go of the structures and the old patriarchy, and there's a lot of dinosaurs out there that really need to just get out of the way and let the new world come through. The news about the Catholic Church again using nuns as sex slaves. I mean, if that was any other organisation, it would be shut down. It would be shut down. In my own personal life, I'm looking at the toxic relationships that I've had with my father, with society around me, with the structures of society, how that affected my childhood and my understanding of my sexuality. How it caused toxic situations in my life through not having nurturing. The opposite to Capricorn is being nurtured, as being looked after, as being cared for. And that's where the North Node is at the moment. So in my natal chart, I'm nurturing myself in areas of my life, At the moment, that's squaring that energy as well. And it's not easy for me to talk about these things. That's squaring the Mars and Uranus energies. But I've got my tribe and my friends and my hopes and my wishes for the future, and so that I'm allowing myself to talk about those things and heal about all sorts of different things in my life. Transformation, healing, sexual healing, taboos, looking at the deep psychology in my life. It's been an amazing time. So that is where I am co-creating with astrology today. I'm going to sing a little song, because I'm going to try and keep these videos shortish, because I know people's attention spans are can be short. So I hope that as you see the astrology working out in my own life, it'll intrigue you to look at your own astrology. Anyway, here's the song. Let's see if I can get through it. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. Truth or dare, come and stare, the games I used to play. Illegal when I was young, you had to wait till 21. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. Family, the church, the law, all said I was wrong. No one there to guide the way, to teach me to be strong. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. If I knew then what I know now, I never would have stayed in a life of secret lust that caused so much pain. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I've got to be, I'm standing here today, a different man who wants to say I'm really fucking gay. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I was a homosexual teenage boy, sexualized from 8 years old. I was a sexualized difficult subjects. I know the song's a little bit jolly vibe, but it talks, it says about things that I'm dealing with. And I hope you can unravel and deal with the taboos and things in your life too. Depending on your own astrology, this stuff will be going on in a totally different area of your life, but it will be somewhere in your chart. So chat soon. Ta-ta.